Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Romel De Silva about a lot of his projects, including Ghostwriter, which new season recently dropped on AppleTV Plus. Welcome back to the show, man. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, PD. I actually just had this interview just so I could see you, man.
Absolutely. Well, it's cool.
Yeah, I just wanted to chat. I was just like, you know what? Let's record something.
It's funny because, you know, we chat, we keep in touch and everything. And yeah, it just feels like it just feels normal, right? Like the conversation.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's crazy. I mean, you know, the reboot king is back, right? I guess
He's back. He's back. I don't know why this keeps happening, PD. Like, I just keep getting cast in things that 20, 30 years old. It's amazing. I love it. I'm not complaining though.
Well, the reason that got brought up is because I was double checking with you if it was the Ghostwriter that I used to watch on PBS.
Yes, I used to watch it too when I was a little kid. I was like, I was stoked. Actually, that was like one of the things that I loved about Ghostwriter is as a kid, like I watched these stories and then totally just, I fell in love with the show. And it was like that and like Wishbone and Reading Rainbow.
Yes,
yeah, all those shows.
Man.
And now, I get to be part of it, which is a blessing,
You were also on an episode of, it's funny because last time, this is really cool. That's why I wanted to bring it up. We'll get into Ghostwriter, but we did the interview last time for
He's All That.
For He's All That.
Yes.
The name the name left me for a bit, but I know you were Sebastian Wu, the legend.
Yes, thank you.
But you said, "Oh, I got another reboot in the can, but I can't tell you what it is," right? And then we waited and we found it was iCarly.
Yeah, it was iCarly. Yeah, I got I guest starred on iCarly, and I was just like, it's happening again. And then Ghostwriter, it's I love it. Like I'm ready for the next reboot, whatever it may be. Put me in Back to the Future.
It's gotta be part of your brand. It's gotta be part of your brand now, like Romel the Reboot King or something.
Yeah, it's just like James Corden's always in musicals. I'll be always in reboots. Just cast me. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm available.
Heather's also reboot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
iCarly, Ghostwriter.
He's All That. Yep.
Yeah.
And what's even funnier is that I was part of an Amazon pilot that was a reboot of a British show. So
it's gonna be
just reboots. Keep them coming.
There was also a show that I watched growing up called Reboot. I don't know if you remember that show. It was Canadian.
Oh yes, I love it.
Yeah, it made rounds around the States too. It was the best. Well, the computers.
Yeah, reboot. Oh, I thought you were talking about the new
show on Hulu.
Yeah, the new show on Hulu, which is fantastic as well, with Keegan-Michael Key.
That I grew up watching, the Wishbone and Ghostwriter days, called Reboot. It was Canadian.
Oh, interesting.
It was about computers. It was crazy. You know what's funny?
I'm down for that too.
Yeah.
Reboot me and reboot.
Oh man, it's so great. Is it a mindset though of like, okay, so I'm really excited. Let's get into some questions now.
Okay. We're just going to be talking about reboots all day.
So, because it's interesting, and I want to pick your brain about this a little bit, Romel. So, anytime there's something like rebooted, right, or a reimagined, or, they're using a lot of different words for it. I like reimagining, to be honest with you. Like, I think that's a really good one as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there, depending on how involved you are with the project, recurring, guest star or anything, is there that feeling of I want to give the past source material justice, but at the same time, this isn't the original source material. This is a reimagination or reboot. Is that hard for you as an actor to find that balance, do you think, sometimes?
I mean, every kind of acting project that I've been given, I do a lot of research. So, I mean, having the source material there and available is, gravy for me. But yes, absolutely. I do want to make sure that the source material is respected, of course, because that's the reason why people are coming back. But I also want to reiterate that it's a new version of it, that new generations can fall in love with, and be part of it. With Ghostwriter, of course, I loved the original one, which I did a little research, and before I was cast, I looked through lots of episodes on YouTube, clips on YouTube, and like all these unlocked memories started sparking in my mind, and I was just like, I love this. And getting children able to learn these stories and see these stories. We have Wizard of Oz, we have Charlotte's Web, which is one of my favorites. It's fantastic, PD.
As a kid, like edutainment was always a big thing for me. And growing up with a father who's like a pediatrician, it was always kind of big in my house as well. And like Arthur is the greatest show of all time. It is.
Arthur is good. I will double down on Sesame Street though, because Sesame Street is legendary.
Arthur is so okay, man. Like Arthur is so witty, so ahead of its time at times. Like
it's snarky. All the stuff on TikTok happening right now. They're reposting all the snarky comments from what's the sister's name? Is it DJ? DW. Yeah,
absolutely. But
so funny.
I think this new Ghostwriter as well, this new season as well, I think you hit it perfectly with Wizard of Oz and everything. I think it does a very good job of like entertaining, but also kind of educating on like original source material that's so important for a lot of our childhoods. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. There's classics, and there's a new book that was released with Ghostwriter. And they're doing a great job in promoting literature, promoting reading, and that's very, very important because there's just for kids these days, they grow up with so much content that like they can just get entertainment. But we grew up on PBS, and we had the Sesame Streets, we had the Reading Rainbows, we grew up on things to enlighten us, and this is fantastic for everyone to be able to access.
I have a general question for you, just about kind of acting and storytelling in general. And, we've been talking a lot. We have a lot of similar interests. We like a lot of things. You know what I mean? If you look at your background right now, there's the video games
nerd
going
stuff
on.
Everywhere.
Nerd stuff everywhere. There's Lakers stuff. You know what I mean? Sports. Do you feel like you're more of a well-rounded storyteller because you're interested in a lot of different things?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I'm such a super huge nerd. And the fact that I treat every kind of content with this kind of respect and passion brings to my performance as well. You know, when somebody says, oh yeah, this show is kind of done like The Walking Dead, I know exactly where to snap into, you know what I mean? Yes. Or this show is done like in terms of Ghostwriter, this show is like a psychological, spiritual murder mystery. I was like, ooh, I know exactly where I'm going with that.
Yeah, it makes you well-rounded. And I think like you look at, I mean, it is spooky season, right? Halloween's right around the corner. I mean, the genre has just been that's the genre right now. Like that is like arguably the biggest genre right now is horror.
Yes. Which is, I'm such a huge horror nerd myself.
I know you are, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Actually, as we're doing this interview, I'm going to Halloween Horror Nights over at Universal Studios.
Are you going?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be nuts. It's going to be so much fun. I go every year. I've gone maybe, I think 10 or 12 years in a row. I'd never miss it.
I gotta go.
I'm just such a huge nerd about horror as well.
I gotta come. I gotta go. Oh man,
come.
I was talking. I think I saw you went to like Disney or something, and I commented, I'm like, you have not been to a theme park until you've been to a theme park.
Oh
with
yeah,
Needs.
yeah. When you come down, we're gonna hit up theme parks. It's gonna be awesome.
It is going to be awesome. I did an Instagram live. I don't know if you saw, Romel, with the cast of The Black Phone. And they were talking about they were just there. The Hollywood Nights of Horror. They said it was crazy.
Oh, they also that movie is fantastic as well.
So
let's be honest. It's so good. It's so good.
Okay, I want to ask you this too, as a fan of content. Do you think people like that movie is like, I see it online, the fan base, it is insane. Like, it is up there.
Oh, yeah.
Like, people love this movie. You know what I mean? You
yeah.
can't predict these things. Like, I didn't, like, it's massive right now. You know what I mean? But when I watched it, I loved every minute of it. So a lot of me is not that surprised. You know what I mean? But it's so hard for things to take off the way it does. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%. 100%. And just there's just so many outlets, which is wonderful for the storytellers out there, because we're making a lot of stories come to life. But also now there's just like, have you seen this? Yep. Have you seen that? Nope. Like, it's just so much.
Did you watch Barbarian?
I did. I've watched, Petey, if you ask me if I've seen it, I've probably seen it. As far as movies.
Seen not the one, because I know what my favorite horror movie of all time is. It's from 2015. And it's not to be, because a movie came out recently with Natalie Emmanuel and Thomas Doherty with the same title. So it's The Invitation, but the 2015 one.
I have seen The Invitation.
With Logan Marshall
Yes,
Green
I have seen it.
The dinner party?
Yes. I really enjoyed it.
I love that movie. That's like, that is.
Yeah, and also I love her because, Game of Thrones, duh.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was fantastic. I really, really love it. My favorite horror film, the one that scares me the most is Exorcist.
For me, that's The Stranger. Because The Stranger scares me the most.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The thing about The Exorcist is that, like, I come from a Catholic Filipino household, and it was kind of introduced to me as like, this is a documentary, not like this is fake entertainment. Like, it was a documentary, so I was like freaked out the whole time. I was like, this is real? This happened? But I think that the best horror film, since it's spooky season, since we're talking about it, is The Conjuring. 100%. Like, the best modern horror film, The Conjuring. James Wan is a genius masterpiece. He is incredible with creating that kind of world.
How many Insidiouses are there? Are there like?
I think there are 3 or 4.
I watched all of them, and I'm just not sure if there's 3 or 4. There's for at least 3, but in The Last Key is one that scared the hell out of me. Like that, I think that's the 3rd one. That one terrified me. There are some jump scares in that. Also, Ouija, Origins of Evil. Have you seen that one?
That is one I haven't seen. I've seen the original Ouija.
Yeah,
whatever.
Ouija, and then they made another one, Ouija Origins of Evil, which is it's up like, okay, you're doing that one. That's the one you're doing.
Yeah,
it's terrifying. Some of the scariest jump scares. Like, trust me.
I'm going to watch it. I'm on a horror movie kick. Me and my friends are doing horror movies every night.
Me too. I've been doing one every night.
Yeah,
every night. So sometimes I
just did
2.
We're getting through the Conjuring universe, so we're doing it not in release order, but we're actually doing it in year order. Kind of like the Marvel films is like in year order of like when they happen. So The Nun was the first, and we're going to be ending at, I forgot which one is the most recent, probably one of the Insidiouses.
Yeah. Oh, that's so crazy, man. Like, there's so much good stuff in it. Yeah, I just watched Barbarian recently. What else did I watch? I really liked horror movie wise. I watched one called Who Invited Them on Shudder, which I really, with Timothy Granaderos from 30 Reasons Why. It was excellent.
Awesome.
Shudder. There's so many. It's amazing. I love the genre.
I love
so
spooky
much.
season.
My first movie that I co-wrote and produced a horror movie in May.
I saw that. Yeah, it was the short, right?
It's the short. Yeah, we're still in the editing room and everything.
I'm so excited to see it, man.
I get now why you guys do what you do. Like, I get it. It is a special feeling.
Oh yeah. Storytelling on its best level. I love it.
It is amazing. No, it's so great. It's always great to catch up with you, man. Thank you for coming back on the show.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no place I'd rather be right now.
Absolutely.
At 11 o'clock on a Friday.
I'm sure you'd rather be at Universal Studios than talking to me. But
That's later tonight, so that can wait.
Ghostwriter, new season, Apple TV Plus. They can check that out. Your Instagram is just your name, right? Romel De Silva.
Yes, at Romel De Silva on all platforms.
Amazing. Well, it's been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative for previous episodes. Until next time, it's Romel De Silva and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.